Well, let's speak now to Radwan Ziadeh, a member of the opposition Syrian National Council based in Washington, who has been in contact with people on the ground in the Hama province. And Radwan, what are your contacts saying?
It's at least 87 have been killed today with the same way of they killed in Hama before. The shelling started on the villages in the Hama suburb. Then after that, two trucks which are full of Shabiha men, they came with their Kalashnikovs, and they start to open fire on there is 35 people from one family, half of them men, children and men. At least we know the names, we got the names of 30 have been killed, and according to the activists and many eyewitnesses, they confirmed 7 have been also burned. The security and the Shabiha, they take some of the bodies of the dead men to unknown destination. I think this is the new pattern in the way that the Assad regime and the Assad militias dealing with the uprising, because this is Hula, and we don't expect it that Qabir it will be the last, because we have that before in Karm al-Zaytun and other cities. This is a way that make actually the situation much worse, because intensifying the civil war.
Radwan, we can't, I apologise for interrupting, but we can't actually verify the events in Hubei. We do have some footage which, once again, we cannot verify, which we will play right now. But what do you say to suggestions by Syrian state television that the security forces actually launched the attack on Hubei in response to appeals from the local residents?
Let me repeat, because the same propaganda we have been heard before in Al-Hula. In the area in Hama suburbs, there are many security and checkpoints, and this is the Shabiha and others. They cannot actually cross these checkpoints without having the support from the security and the army. This is why always the accusations that the army and the Syrian security forces, they are involved in massacres in a way or not. If not in the supporting, not in preventing these massacres to happen. And I think many eyewitnesses, they confirm that area hasn't any presence to the Free Syrian Army, has no presence. The only thing that this area has been active in peaceful demonstrations since the uprising started.
Radwan, can I ask you just briefly, the Security Council is meeting tomorrow. What kind of pressure do you hope, given that events in Hula didn't put this amount of pressure on China and Russia, what kind of pressure these latest events will have on the international community?
Unfortunately, we expected that the Hula massacre will be the tipping point for the international community in a way to deal with the massacres and atrocities in Syria. But I hope that the other massacre in Qabir, that will be the tipping point, how the international community will deal with the Assad regime. The only language with the Assad regime will understand is the force. This is why we urge the Security Council to adopt a stronger resolution under Charter 7, which can protect the civilians. Otherwise, the diplomacy has been failed by the Assad, and the sanctions was ineffective in stopping the killings. I think this is the last time the Syrian people will look to the Security Council in a way they can help them to stop the killings. Otherwise, we'll have more lives to be killed day by day.
Okay, Radwan Ziadeh from the Syrian National Council. We have to leave it there. Thank you very much.